Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Let's Design Cities Skylines. My name is Strictoastair and we are back at Cedar Valley where we're starting the construction of the long-awaited airport. It's finally here and there's going to be quite a few things that I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this video because I wanted to, pretty much give you an idea of what I have in mind for this construction because it is a pretty big endeavor. It's going to take several videos. I was thinking that it will be, not that complicated, but it isn't. There's so many moving parts and so many things that can fail, both technically and aesthetically. So I'll get to those in a moment because there's many things that I want to talk about during this, podcast type intro that I've been doing lately. One thing that I do want to tell you beforehand, before I explain what I'm doing with this beautiful interchange is, please watch the whole video because there's a big surprise at the very end of this video. There's something really cool that I want to show you. And this was kind of last minute. I pretty much wrapped up this episode and then this happened. So that was one of the reasons why I delayed the release of this video, but don't skip to the end of the video. Just watch the whole thing, just flow with it, and you'll see what I have in store for you. Because this is something that you can do in your cities. It's something that you're gonna be able to use, not something else. In any case, so we're starting work on the interchange that we did several episodes ago. We had this 4-level stack interchange. And what I used to have, I don't know if you remember, but we have that suspension bridge that it's basically like a free ploppable asset that where you basically have to, I keep saying basically, sorry about that, but all the roads kind of have to be floating against it. There you go. I just moved it out of the way on that take so that you can see, and now I'm just aligning it, making sure that I don't block the ferry ship line that runs underneath that bridge. And to be honest, it pretty much worked first try. No, it didn't take long for me to get that bridge looking the way it does, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. And on the other side, instead of just having a massive bridge, I decided to raise the terrain up and have a gentle, topographical slope going down, if you will, instead of just having more bridges all over the place. Just to keep things a little bit more interesting. And I'm gonna keep making comments on the time lapse, but there's also several things that I want to chat about today. That's what I'm trying to say. Today is one of those days where I can't English properly, so you'll have to bear with me because if I keep making more and more takes for this intro, this is by just so you know, this is the 6th take that I do for this commentary, so bear with me. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to thank you all of you who answered the survey that I posted on the previous video about the quality that you guys usually watch my videos in. That was really helpful information. I wish YouTube would give me that information in the analytics, but it doesn't. So thank you for that. I'm already thinking of some things that I can change in order to adjust my series in accordance to the qualities that you can watch. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is thumbnails, because I've been getting a lot of mixed opinions about that from the previous episode. Most of them I think are okay, but there's a number of you who are not, basically your argument was now it's just harder to, see your thumbnails in the sea of all the other thumbnails that of the channels that I'm subscribed to, which is a problem that I have personally too with all the channels that I am subscribed to. So I understand that, but I think look, nothing that I ever do is ever final. Know that for sure. Even this airport, things that you'll see on this episode are never final. They always evolve and get changed, and I keep coming up with new ideas and change things. So yeah, we're gonna try this for now, this thumbnails, and we'll see how they work. So far, it seems like they're working quite alright, but it's way too early to tell. So we'll see what the future holds, and obviously we'll change them if they don't work well. And let's see, another big thing that I wanted to get out of the way right at the beginning of this time lapse. There's so many things that I want to say at the beginning of the time lapse, and this is something rather important. I'm sure many of you are like airplane experts, like you know everything about runways, everything about planes. Like, so for those of you who are like already typing comments just because of how I placed those 2 runways, please just contain yourself a little bit. The point of this construction is not to be like perfectly realistic with everything. I mean, I want to make it realistic enough for sure, but I also don't want to, you know. First of all, I need to have the game work, and the game, it's really not prepared for this type of airport that I'm building. This is a bit of a hack, so you know, I'm doing workarounds to get stuff to work. Like, for example, the runways are one-way direction, when in real life most runways are two-way, except in certain examples. But from what I read, they're mostly two-way, which is something that doesn't happen here on Cities Skylines. So. And the same happens with the taxiways. They're one way too, so it's really, really difficult to you know, have a realistic layout that also works. And one thing that you have to keep in mind too is like the planes will find the shortest path to the city, not to the airport. So you'll see later on during this time lapse, but I will have some issues that I did resolve, by the way, just so you know. Getting the planes to use all the runways and all the taxiways, or at least most of them, because they were just going to the one terminal that was closest to the runway and closest to the exit of the airport, simply because that was the shortest route to the city. So, but I'll go into that. I'll go in detail about that later. Now let's see what else. Another change that I made based on some comments from the last couple episodes is that my time-lapse were a bit too fast. So this one is basically half of the speed that I usually record or play back my time-lapses in. So hopefully this is easier to watch. And I don't know, as I'm commenting this, I can see a big difference, and I can totally understand where you're coming from. So hopefully this helps. If not, we'll, you know, keep improving things as usual. Now let me talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. So for this airport, I'm thinking of having three runways. Where one of the runways, this one that I'm working on right now, is going to be in my mind is going to be an old runway that was no longer used. And what I'm doing there, what you just saw me do there, is like those little intersections that I was doing. Like basically every 5 units, I was making an intersection, and then reversing the order of you know, the segments in between. And what I'm looking for with that technique is to get rid of the white lines that are on the runway, because usually active runways have those lines and inactive runways do not have such lines. And talking about lines and runway marks and details and all of that, this episode is mostly going to be getting the layout of the general layout of the airport. And not necessarily we're not gonna do any detail work. I mean, we're gonna do just a little bit of detail work, but for the most part, it's just gonna be laying out the main areas of the airport. Like I said at the beginning, this is gonna be a long process. It's gonna take some time. I'm sure gonna end up redoing some areas as well, but just hang in there. It's gonna be awesome at the end. I have so many good ideas. Or what I think are good ideas, actually. I don't know. You tell me if these are good ideas or not. But I'm really, really excited about the potential for creating an awesome airport that also works rather well, and will hopefully increase my tourism in the city. Which obviously at this point I only have a few tourist buildings, but I'm hoping that I will get more once we start working on those islands that we have somewhere on the map. You can't see them now, but they're there. I'm thinking that will become the tourist destination, which is also one of the closest neighborhoods to the airport. So I'm guessing that will help or benefit the area. Now, let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, so how about lists here? I usually try to write a list. Oh yeah, let me tell you about the terminal. So I did download a whole bunch of assets for this, like terminal assets. I tried all of them, and these, like the default one, the vanilla one that you see there, it's the one I liked the most. Don't get me wrong, there were some good ones, but not as good as the vanilla ones. So I decided to stick with those, and just to like break the design a little bit, I added this this second asset, which is like a larger terminal, and that will sort of define, in my mind, this airport will have like 3 main terminals, 1 on the angle road and 2 on the parallel roads, where the tallest building will be like the central hub, you know, for that one terminal. So, I mean, this is all like, just use your imagination, right? This is not really how it works, but that's kind of what I had in mind. And what I'm doing there is I'm putting down a tram line that kind of loops around each one of those terminals. And obviously in the middle, we're going to have parking lots. Brace yourselves, because there's going to be a lot of parking lots on this one. If you don't like parking lots, this is not I mean, you don't skip the videos, but don't get mad either. It's going to be, I mean, airports have tons of parking lots, so, but I'm going to make them interesting. Don't worry about it. It's not just going to be like flat parking lots. I'm going to try to, like, you know, spice it up, detail it somehow so that it's, you know, more airport-like, if you will. Now, as you can see, we have the tunnel under the freeways. That's something that I always wanted to do. Ever since I started, you know, thinking how this airport would look like, I knew that I wanted to have the entrance kind of run underneath one of the freeways. In LA, every time I drive by LAX, there's this famous LA avenue called Sepulveda Boulevard that goes right underneath the freeways. I love driving under the under the runways. I love doing that. It's just amazing. You're just driving in and there's like a massive A380 just, you know, taxiing like whatever, just on top of your car. I don't know. This is such a geek thing to say, but I'm sure many of you will relate to that. I know it. And yeah, so here's the entrance. We have freeway connections all the way in, and then we have our first very tiny micro interchange there, where, I mean, these are the areas where the parking lots will be. You'll see that by the end of the time lapse. But I'm just laying down the main components. I have that control tower, which I like. I mean, it's okay, but I think I'm thinking of getting a better one, or like at least a semi-taller one. This one, I mean, if it was like real life, this one you could still see everything, the whole airport, you know, over all the parking lots and the terminals, so it's not too bad. But I think not only I think we can get a better tower, but maybe the position or the location of that tower could be in a better spot. So maybe on the other side of the freeways. I don't know. Food for thought. Still not defined. I really like how the location ended up. I ended up putting the tower in the middle of that hexagonal. Is it hexagon? It's kind of an hexagon. I don't remember exactly how many vertices it has, but that location I ended up liking, and I put down some parking lots. So, like I said, there's a little bit of detailing, but it doesn't go any further than, you know, a few parking lots and some like a little bit of surface painter here and there. But we're gonna get to detailing. It's gonna blow your mind once. I mean, and it's gonna be a long process too for me, at least. Which I'm really looking forward to. Now, talking about assets and downloading things, I'm sure, so for those of you who follow me on Twitter, and you should, and also on Facebook, by the way, twitter.com/Strictoastair and facebook.com/Strictoastair. All those links are in the description, by the way. The reason why I think you should follow me if you're interested in these kinds of builds is, first of all, I already posted some screenshots, some like teaser shots at night of how this airport looked like. And I usually like repost screenshots from other viewers who are like, you know, getting inspiration from Cedar Valley and posting awesome things and, you know, cool things that I find on the internet that are related to like urban design and stuff like that. I usually also post them on both Twitter and Facebook. I'm definitely more active on Twitter, I have to say, but I do reply the comments on Facebook and on Twitter. So yeah, make sure to follow me. And now, after doing that shameless self-promotion, I'm going to continue talking about what I was talking about before, which is assets. So if you do follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, you might have seen that I tweeted that I was having issues with Cities Skylines. Yes, yet again. I know it's like, how many times are you going to say you have issues with Cities Skylines? Well, it's a buggy game. It is. There's really no other thing that I can say about it. But I mean, the game is so good that it's worth all the trouble that it's costing me. And But this time I wasn't alone. I was actually talking to Flux and Freshpopcorn, who you may know. In case you don't, there's links to both of their channels in the description. And they were literally having the same problem. Like the game would crash right on like where the Paradox logo shows up. Like game boom crashes to desktop. No errors, nothing. At least on my end. I think Fresh was having some actual errors on the logs, but not me. So we ended up figuring out how to fix that. We don't know exactly what's causing that. Obviously, we're not alone. We search on Google, and there's a lot of people with the same issue. If you are having the same issue, this is what we did. It seems like there's a problem. And it wasn't related to how many mods we had, by the way, because Flux has very few mods, like basically half the number of assets and mods that I have. Fresh, I think, has, I don't know, not 500, but like maybe 200-300 more than me. So he was definitely in a worse spot. But we realized it wasn't really related to how many mods or assets you have. It was more of an issue, the game, like actual Cities Skylines, not connecting properly to the Steam Workshop. So what we did is, we start Steam, and then after Steam boots up, before playing the game, at this point you subscribe to all the mods that you want, all the assets that you want, and then what you do is just turn off your Wi-Fi or your Ethernet, or just unplug your computer from the internet, and then play the game. Don't go into offline mode. That wouldn't work. Just make Steam, lose connection to the internet all of a sudden, and then boot the game. And once you're in the main menu and you load your save game, after that you can turn it on. And it usually, so far, it's been working. I tried this like 4 times already. Even subscribed to more mods after that, and it was like working. Well, I was gonna say flawlessly, but it's not necessarily flawlessly. But anyways, if you're having this issue, give that a shot. It's worth pointing out that my mod list, as usual, it's not. I don't know if I said this, how many times I actually said this, but like I'm not expecting you to like go click subscribe all, because that actually might break your computer if you don't have enough, hardware. So it's more of a, hey, like these are the mods that I'm using, pick and choose what you want, but don't subscribe to all, because that may not work in your system. So just an FYI. I know I said this many times, but I'll say it again. It took me quite a while to get, actually all of us, to get the game running, but it seems like we're in good shape now. It just sucks that this is something that, we might have to do from now on. But, well, at least the game works, right? And talking about that, in the previous episode, I mentioned that, I wanted to like rush things a little bit and maybe start a new city with less mods and all that. I guess maybe I didn't, maybe it wasn't clear enough. I'm not saying that I'm gonna finish the airport and just ditch the city. Like we're gonna keep playing Cedar Valley for a couple months. It's not like gonna be over after the airport. There's a lot of work that needs to be done here, and I wanna like really finish it. I don't want to like, oh well, okay, done, move to the next thing. So yeah, just want to get that out of the way. We're still playing Cedar Valley for a while. And I know many of you have been asking if I'm going to upload the save game to Steam Workshop. Look, it's likely that I am going to upload it, but depending on how broken or, how unbroken this is at the time when, whenever I finish the series, that will really be the deciding factor whether or not I will share this with you. I really want to. And every time, all the series that I did finish, I share the same games with the community. So it wouldn't be the first time, but it all depends on, I don't want to do tech support for that. In any case, this is the end of the time lapse. We're approaching the end. So yeah, I'll leave you with my past self. Now, for the second part of the video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on camera. And hopefully I don't repeat myself, because that whole intro commentary thing that you just heard, like I haven't recorded that at this point. So I'll do my best to not say the exact same things. But before I do any work, let me just show you some changes that I did in between the time lapse that you just saw a second ago and the current configuration, because I did change it quite a bit. See, the issue here is that this modules work for the most part very good, but the problem is that the game is like really not designed to be using this custom runways and all these like directions. And look, let me exit this mode and show you in detail what this looks like. So turn on the arrows using the one-way roads whatever mod. I can't remember what it is, but it basically prints this ginormous green arrows that will, give you an idea of the direction for this all these runways as well as the roads. But here's the thing. So planes, with the design that you saw during the time-lapse, planes were landing pretty much 80% on this runway over here. And I basically had a huge line of planes kind of, waiting on this one runway, because it seems like planes are trying to find the shortest path between the airport and the city. And for them, it's these terminals over here. And that's why most of these planes, even after I made changes to the runways, tend to prefer this terminals over here, which is, it's kind of, if they land here, it literally takes them 1 more second to get to anywhere in the city, but 1 second for the computer is, late enough that they all try to land on these terminals, which is it's not great. I tried to rearrange the runway configurations a little bit, especially the taxiways, and this design is much more balanced than it used to be. I think there's still some room for improvement, but I messed this up so many times. I changed the runways already 3 times in total ever since I started working on this project, and it's really difficult to really get it to not only look realistic, which is something that I'm also very much interested in doing, but trying to divert all these planes to the right to fulfill all the terminals at the same time. It's pretty challenging. So this is the best design that I came up with so far. It's not the best. I think there's still room for improvement, like I said, but for now, I'm just gonna go with this. We're missing, like I probably said during the time lapse, a lot of detail. I'm also gonna create more entries and exits to the runways, even though I'm gonna use the wrong directions for that. So for example, if I don't want planes to land here and take this shortcut. So what I'm probably gonna do is just do something like this and grab this area right here, so that this is basically a no-go taxiway. But we'll get to that later on when we do the decoration, probably on part 2 or part 3 of this airport series. But let's do some work, and I'll keep talking about other things. So one of the first things that I wanted to do is put a toll booth here. Usually airports, when they have massive parking lot areas, they have a toll booth where you can just pay the fees to get inside. If you're for less than 15 minutes, you don't have to pay, but you still have to go through the this checkpoint thing. So I wanted to use these toll booths that I had forever, basically. I know I used this before. These are okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Where's the shorter one? Okay, so I have this one that I used in this construction over here, the tank situation. Let me show you real quick. So we used it here, but I wanted to use the ones that connect to the actual freeway, just to see what they look like. It might be a little bit over the top, but I just wanted to give it a shot anyway. So the first thing that I want to do is let's see. I want to grab a normal route. Oh, these guys are... I need to give you a alternate route. Let's do that for a moment. There we go. By the way, I had to download traffic precedent because at some point I deleted one of the runways, and there was literally 7 planes circling around the airport and not they were supposed to be taking off. But oh, here we go. Is this... Oh my god, please tell me that this didn't happen again. Yeah, so now we have all these planes kind of running in circles. I think it's because I created this connection and then removed it. And now these planes don't really know what to do, which is kind of unfortunate. They're taking off. So what I was using is the clear traffic. I might as well do it now. There we go. Let's see if that happens again. In the meantime, we're gonna continue building. Sorry about that. Stuff that happens every once in a while. I don't like clearing the traffic because it literally clears the whole city is completely empty now. And now we're gonna start seeing garbage errors because also the garbage trucks are not picking anything up. But going back to our toll booth, so what I'm going to do is put the road over there because this wants to be stuck against the road, unfortunately. And what we are going to do next, I feel like I'm talking way too fast today. Let's put that road over there. Clear this. And now this is our mark to get the toll booth aligned with the road where we actually want it on. So let's get rid of this momentarily. I think we can simply put this, let's see, right about there. I think it's fine. Unfortunately, it's a three-lane exit here, but if we immediately connect this like that, also I don't want bending on. There we go. So if we do that, it's kind of glitchy. You know what? Let's move it one tile over. And that should probably do the trick. So let's do that. I think I went 2 tiles over there, but it's okay. So it's good. We have 3 lanes here and 2 lanes here with like a narrowing, which, I mean, it looks okay. Let's actually put both of them first and see how they look. This one looks amazing. So 2 to 4 lanes, not too bad. Let's try the same thing over here. Also, we're gonna need a shortcut in the meantime. So let's do that real quick so that this cars can actually go places. Even though they can, they can take this route. They don't need this. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna grab the same thing, put it over there, grab a road, connect it there. That's a reference. Get rid of that. And let's just go with a different road. It doesn't really matter. And so let's see if we can align these two. Ooh, that looks nice. So now the toll booths are somewhat aligned. Let's grab the freeway again, 2-lane freeway. There we go, and there we go. Wow, that looks fancy. Actually, one thing I wanted to try here is, so I think I really want to fill this area in, and we have 2 options. We either go with this one, which is basically a perfect fit. I mean, look at that. The width of this road is perfect for this. Or we go with something like this, which is, cement. It works. Cars will use it. Actually, we can use this one. I think it's nicer simply because it has the bollards. So let's see. Let's take a look at that. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the cement one. Well, trucks, trailers, and cars. I guess it's expecting traffic on here. So since we have, the lights in the middle. Let's see. Will this get rid of the lights? It doesn't. What about this one? Also doesn't. Unless I do this one, but I don't want to do like a gravel road here. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we're going to go with this. And that will be that. In fact, let's just do one way, because why not, right? This goes one way, and this other thing goes another way. Boom, done. All right, so this is our entry point. Let's, all right, saving the game. There we go. Don't get hung up. Well, that looks pretty nice. Let's just let it run for a few seconds and see what it looks like. All right, it seems like traffic is indeed using our toll booths. For some reason, Cities Skylines, they always use one lane instead of all the others. But one thing I did also in between the cuts is I extended the tram line, which is, the way I'm looking at this is more of a monorail that connects to different sections. I probably already said that. But I extended this line all the way to this area, which would be basically parking lots, and also over here. But I wanted to extend it, and have a little stop. Unfortunately, you can't have elevated stops. Actually, you can have elevated stops, but it's kind of a hack. So I really don't want to get into that. But I've seen people actually get stops elevated. Unfortunately, you don't get any stations or anything like that. But this works for now. I want to have this line kind of come over here. Actually, the direction of this, if I'm not mistaken, goes the other way. And then what I want to do is, on camera, is pretty much replicate the same design over on this side. So we're going to have a closed loop. And let me just go ahead and quickly do that. So first things first, I want to go like this, and I want to, if I remember the coordinates, or the number of units, I mean. So we're going to go 4 units over there, and let's see. I think this starts somewhere over here, so let's just go ahead and do that. I mean, why not, right? Anarchy saves the day. And so it's 8 units, so pretty much this. Let's go to 0 meters. Go all the way over there, and we're gonna go another 4 units. And we're just gonna do this. There we go. And we're gonna go another 4 units. So this is 9 meters. Okay, so this is where I messed it up. We wanna go 4 units and 12 meters, which is the maximum height. So now these two are 12 meters tall. And by the time I grab this, is this 4 units? Perfect. So what I want to do is basically a nice little slope that is from 12 meters to 6 meters at 8 units total, and same over here. That way we get this nice gentle slope going up. Obviously when I get rid of this too, which I can't do that right now, and I fix the orientation, you get a nice gentle slope going up. Even better when I remove that segment. And let's do the same over here. So 4 units. Get rid of that, and that. And now it's saving the game. I feel like it's always saving the game when I'm like in the middle of something really important. Okay, and this should go this way. Is the orientation right? Yeah, okay, so the arrows are pointing in the right direction. And voila. It's not too bad. We're probably gonna also fill up the, underneath this this tracks with more parking lots. I haven't figured that out yet. Now let's grab this thing and see what the measure is. Okay, so we're 6 units at flat surface, and then we start going up by 8 units. At 6 meters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then after that, it's basically do a big curve that goes 8 units. Let's do this right. Let's extend this all the way over here. So we have 8 units there. Actually, let's just do that. 7 units. 7 units. 8 units. So we're gonna clear that. Clear this and this and this. And now hopefully it's just as simple as, or not. Sometimes when there's a height difference, it may not snap properly. So 180 by 180, all right. Not too bad. So we have another gentle slope going up, which is great. Now, thing is, I'm not a huge fan of having this bridge here on the entrance, because this is the entrance to the airport, so having this bridge here kind of kills it for me. So you know what, I think I'm gonna go under. Yeah, let's go under. So this is a design that I came up with. It's actually pretty simple. Just goes in a loop, goes underground here. Ended up putting the tram depot over on this corner right by the hangars, so that this whole area is going to be more industrial. Obviously this is not finished. There's a lot of work that needs to be done over on the cargo area. But before I do that, I want to get this wrapped up, because there's still a lot that needs to be done. So for example, one of the things that I wanted to do is get a bit of a transfer area so that people can ride buses from the city to the airport and then transfer onto the trams, and those will take them to the different terminals. And I think that is a much better approach than just having the buses kind of be around here, especially because we already have a lot of cars kind of circling around. So let me see. I want to, for the first time, well, not the first time because I've used this before, but I want to use one of these specialty lanes. And I'm going to turn this view off because you can't see anything. There we go. And this is probably a good spot to start. Let's see if I can get snapping back on. Can I not? Come on, snap. All right, I guess it's doesn't want to snap any more than that. Cool, so we're just gonna go all the way in. There we go, that snapped. And so this road is just gonna be for buses, obviously. And I wanna have connections here because there's a tram stop over here. So I wanna have some pedestrian crossings and things. Let's do the same over on the other side. So one will be for incoming passengers. The other one will be for outgoing passengers. And I'm gonna extend this right here. Turn that around. That should be good enough. So we have this exclusive lane for buses. Let's actually grab this bad boy over here because this is gonna connect everything. I might as well just go all the way in. We're gonna use Surface Painter to fix some of these issues later on, so do not mind those. We're also gonna do that, and same over here. Extend it all the way there, and up to there is fine. So this is our transfer area. We are going to, let's see, where are my stops? So my stop is here. What I want to do is create a few pedestrian crossings, specifically there. And there are two. Why not? Just keep it all aligned. So we have this one over here right by the manhole. So let's do that and that. And hopefully that will take care of the connections. Now, like I said, everything else is going to be parking lots. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to search for the plain parking lots, obviously, because, you know, those are pretty straightforward. 4 units deep. Also, why is this not zonable? Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense why that wouldn't be zonable. How do I solve this issue? I think I need to grab one of these roads and try to squeeze in. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so that's 4 units. Perfect. So this will be sort of the entry point of my parking lot. And let's grab it again and see if we can... Actually, you know what? Let's turn off zoning for this segment of the road. Same over here, and over here. So we have 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and 2 in the middle. That should do the trick. So we're gonna go full-on parking lot mode. Let's leave a gap over there, actually. Because I want to have some sort of a connection there since we have the pedestrian crossing. I want to, you know, cars driving here to take advantage of this connection somehow. So now I wish I could align these more efficiently, but I guess I could just do that. Yeah, that actually works. So after playing with this design for a little bit, I came up with this layout, which I'm actually rather happy with. It's I did end up moving this road that used to connect over here because there was a tram stop, and I decided to align them straight with the toll booths. So now we have this different texture roads. They're still pedestrian roads with lines, with lights in the middle, but and cars kind of like drive on both sides of the lights. But overall, I think it looks rather nice. And remember, this is lacking all of the details. I haven't put anything other than just roads and parking lots. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done here. And I don't know. So far, I'm quite happy with this design. It seems like most people are taking the bus to go to town. The only problem is that they're not using the trams to get on this loop around the airport and to the bus stops. They're literally walking. Let me see if I can show you. See here, there's like an horde of people, which apparently they grouped by color, which is rather interesting. And they're all gonna walk to the bus stop. It seems like, basically this loop is not the fastest route to the city, or at least not the fastest route to the bus stop to the city. So what I think I'm going to do to get some usage, I mean, I am getting some usage out of this stop. There's a few people here waiting. I've seen more than this 5 dudes over here. And you can see some people are unloading this little train. But eventually what I think I'm going to do is extend this loop towards this side of the map, where I'm planning on having, like a hotel slash convention center area, something like that, which, it's something that you can find on the outskirts of an airport. So, I think that's a bit appropriate. Now, when it comes to all these hangars back here, this is very much a work in progress at this point. We need to come back to this because I just laid down some buildings just to see where, like the sizes of things and where could they potentially be. But by no means this is going to look like this. Even the runways, they're missing a lot of internal connections that, because right now we only have 2 connections on each end for the most part, except here where we have 3. But it's going to look a little bit more realistic, not perfectly realistic, but a little bit more realistic. Now, at the beginning of the episode, I promised you a surprise. So here, let me show you. Ladies and gentlemen, Flight 001 from Strictoastair is landing at Cedar Valley International. And man, I'm so excited about this asset. Someone by the name of bsquiklehausen, I was just chatting with him. He made me this custom plane for this series. And man, I just couldn't be happier with how it looks. Let me just turn it around. It's just gorgeous all around. It's such a beautiful plane. He made 5 versions of this plane. It comes in CS 100, 737-800, 767-300, 777-300ER, and my favorite, which is not this one, the 787-800 Dreamliner, which is a hell of a plane. I mean, this is such a beautiful asset, and he also created some custom assets for Freshpopcorn and Flux. So we have some Rhinestone Airlines planes flying through here, as well as some San Minato planes flying around Cedar Valley. So that's even extra exciting. I'm going to include the link in the description. You can get it from the Steam Workshop right away. Basically the link to his to this pack is in the description. Oh, we're taking off here. There we go. As well as all the other assets that he has. Like pretty much, he made all the trains that I use in my train yards, which are my favorite. They're really, really nice, and I highly encourage you to go subscribe to them. They're like, he puts a lot of attention to detail and getting the right amount of polygons, no more, no less. These are like really well done models, and I really, really encourage you to go try them in your cities, and hopefully you can have some inbound and outbound flights from Strictoastair, which it's pretty exciting. But unfortunately, yes, I'm sorry to say that this is all the time that I have for now. So if you're enjoying the direction that where this airport is going, please go click that like button. That's very, very much appreciated. And also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. There's also a link in the description to the full playlist in case you might have missed an episode or two, or in case you're new to the channel and you want to catch up on the previous episodes of me building this beautiful city of Cedar Valley. But that's all the time that I have for now. I want to thank you all for watching. Really hope to see you in the next one.